The National Sleep Journal has found that lacking sleep can affect your sense of humor, your irritability, and your attitude. Now, when you're meeting this important professional, I know I personally would want to have a great sense of humor and be at my best attitude. And having this person and me having a successful interaction could lead to huge success in my future. I may be able to put them down as my resume, the conversation went well, or maybe just as a great reference on it. And they could even help me move up the ranks if it's someone important in my job field. Now, if everyone were to change their nighttime routine, obtaining this 9 hours of sleep could be easily attainable. When I asked a few of you guys online on my question thing about your sleep patterns, I was very surprised to find that almost all of you guys mentioned that you use some sort of electronics right before you go to bed. Now, if we completely just cut it out, so no more cell phones, no more laptops, no more movies, after 10 p.m., we could actually save you guys maybe 1 to 2 hours of sleep. A lot of you guys said that you will play on your phone before you go to bed for like an hour, or maybe like watch a movie, or maybe just go on all of your social networks like Twitter or Facebook. And if we were to all just agree to cut them out once we're starting to get tired and go to bed, we could use this time that's you're spent on electronics for actual sleep time. Now, we also will have to we'll cut out the electronics, and then step 2, we're gonna have a positive attitude towards sleep. So if I talk to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to go to sleep tonight, I'm more likely to go to sleep. If I'm like, sleep is stupid, I'm not gonna be more likely to go to sleep. So if we all have that positive attitude, they'll find it easily attainable. And third, our third step to achieving this is to have an accountable partner. So maybe you and your friend, you notice that you guys have been pretty grumpy lately and you think it's due to sleep. You're going to start keeping track of the amount of sleep that you have, and then just be like, hey, when did you go to bed last night? And they'll be like, I went to bed at 4. And be like, no, you didn't, because next time you're going to go to bed at 10 p.m. and get the right amount of sleep and have a more successful time. Now, if everyone were to strive in achieving these steps in order to attain the proper number of hours of sleep, the whole world could be drastically different. Now, when you walk throughout your day, you are confronted and you interact with so many different people that are performing various amounts of jobs. And it's easy to say that a lot of the people you run into aren't exactly the happiest people you'll ever meet and are pretty grumpy, and there are tons of those out there. Lacking the amount of sleep has also been tied to anger, grumpiness, and having a pointless outlook on life. Now, let's imagine that you're having a wonderful day. You wake up and you realize, oh, perfect, I got 9 hours of sleep. And you're like, you know what, I'm going to go to Starbucks and get some coffee. You go to Starbucks, you start talking to this energetic little barista, and you guys have a great conversation, and she makes you a drink, and then she even gives you a second drink to bring to your friend. She wants you to have a great day. Now, wouldn't you just feel like you're off to a successful, great morning? I think so. And now, let's imagine this time. You have just pulled practically an all-nighter, have only gotten 3 hours of sleep, and you look at your clock and you realize you're kind of cut for time. You quickly swing by Starbucks, you get a latte, and you see the energetic barista, you just kind of nod your head while she talks to you, and then all of a sudden she gives you this drink. You take a sip, this isn't what I ordered. What in the world? You start yelling at her, and then you just come to find out that this poor energetic barista just decided to make you this extra drink to bring along and give to a friend so she could brighten your morning. Now, not only did you kind of feel a little bit guilty for yelling at someone trying to do a nice thing for you, but you also kind of put a damper on the barista's day. She may be like, you know what, I tried to do something nice and this is what I get. Now, I personally would rather go through scenario 1, where I have the happier attitude toward life. I'm not as grumpy, and I get to go throughout my morning with a positive start. Now, this may only be a hypothetical coffee story. However, just being grumpy and angry could affect you in so many different ways. Imagine that instead of your interaction with a coffee person, it's your boss, and you have a bad interaction with him right before he's about to offer you a promotion. Or maybe you're getting frustrated with an assignment and you kind of blow up at your teacher about it. And then he tells you, he's like, you know what, I realized this assignment was hard, and I just came here to tell you that I have some more resources to help you with your topic. And maybe it's just you with your family. Maybe you're just grumpy and they're like, hey, you know what, we're about to throw you a surprise birthday party, so maybe you want to change your attitude. Regardless of the situation, getting the proper amount of sleep will help you achieve this happy attitude and can make the difference with all of your personal relationships. By obtaining the 9 hours of recommended sleep, not only will require a limited change in your pre-bedtime routine, but can achieve to a happier attitude and avoid the negative side effects of lacking sleep and overall having a better impact in the world. So simply making it a point to achieve the recommended 9 hours of sleep can make all the difference. Just cut out the electronics and strive to achieve this sleep with a friend. And you will be finding yourself achieving the 9 hours of sleep in no time. Now, let's remember that with over 1,000 deaths being caused every year due to lack of sleeps in automobiles, do you really want to be one of them?